know what? And I was in church. Kirby John was talking about, right before church starts, they, give the final notes and all the things that we got happening. And he just made mention that, they're doing this deal where, make sure that kids have clothes for back to school. Because kids do have clothes for back to school. First day, statistics show that they found kids who don't. And I don't know, it just that when he said that, it just stayed with me. For like the first 25 minutes of church, I wasn't listening to him. I was just thinking about what he said. I'm like, and I didn't know I was going to do anything at that point. You got to be moved to do something. I just look at those numbers. I'm a stats person. When you use stats, my brain like, wow, I never heard that stat before.
What's the origin of those stats?
I don't know. I don't know where you got the stats from. But it was funny because it came right off of the Black in America CNN special. So I was getting stats on all these different things as it related to black males. So when he said that, I'm like, you know what? Here's an opportunity for me to do something about the numbers of the stats that they showed on in Black America, because their numbers are so staggering. If you saw the show, 1 out of 3 black males, have a record, and you're like, okay, you got to do something for these kids. You got to give them an opportunity, or you got to give them some hope or something. So maybe there's something that I can do. So when I did the Mad Hatter 100s, I said, okay, this would be a cool thing. Maybe I can do 100 kids. That person was really big because it's a lot of money to say, I'm gonna do 100 kids and I'm gonna spend X amount of dollars. And everybody like, well, you can't spend that much. You can't do this. I'm like, but this is really what I want to do. So I just called Gary. I said, Gary, this is what I want to do. I want to do 100 kids. I said, but I don't know if this amount of money would be enough money to really get them an outfit for the first day of school, which was the most important thing. He said, Hatter, come over here. I can promise you, you'll be able to get $100 worth. They're going to get more than what they expect, trust me. And so it took him about 15 or 20 minutes to convince me to that he could actually, that $100 can go a long way at the store. So after he convinced me, after 20 minutes, he said, I'd love to be a part of it. Let's do it. Just do it. Hatter, trust me. So I did.
Each student gets $100
worth of clothes. And if, as you can tell, with the prices that they have in here, these kids are leaving out of here with bags, as opposed to maybe, you want to get them one outfit, but now they're even getting more than what I said they were going to get. So they're all excited. And then in addition to that, I got another place. I got a friend named Macbeth, has an incredible barbershop. He's going to cut the kids' first day of school. James Posley, that just won with the Celtics. He heard it on the radio and said, hey, look, I'll give them backpacks with the school supplies in it and give them an opportunity to come to something that I'm doing so they can meet all these other NBA stars. So I'm like, this works out. This is great. So this is what you do to get back to motivate these kids to move in the right direction. And I really wanted to center on kids in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, because those are the years where it can all fall this way or that way. But maybe you can take that one kid, like some of the letters. You might have a kid that's saying, I was bad last year, but I want to be good this year, and I want to make my mother feel good. Those are the letters I like. And you pick all, a lot of kids, they're just good kids, and you want to hook them up too, but some of the kids that they can fall on this side, you want to make sure you do something for them and motivate them. And you see how appreciative when they come over to you, and they're so happy. And this really gets them going in the right direction. This is the person whose life you can change, and perhaps that kid could be a president, you know what I mean?
What does it take to qualify for this program?
They had to write 100 words. It was Mad Hatter 100s, and 100 words or less. Tell me how you plan on keeping it 100.
Were there any income qualifications?
No. I didn't look at income qualifications or anything like that. But I had a feeling inside that it would appeal to certain kids, you know what I mean? And those kids that appeal to, they obviously got involved with. We got a whole bunch of emails about it. We made it very simple. They just could go to our box website and just 100 words, just type whatever's in your heart. This is not an essay contest. I just want to know what's in your heart, how you plan on basically keeping it real, how you plan on keeping it 100.
And are there 100 kids here? How many kids?
Absolutely. We did 2 locations today. We had 2 locations. We did the 16 location, and right now we're on the north side. So we just split the kids up. We did 50 over here because we just didn't want to bombard with 100 kids running throughout the whole store. So we just half and half.
How many applied?
Oh man, we had hundreds. We actually had hundreds, and that's the sad thing too, because you want everybody to get hooked up, but you can only do 100, because it's kind of expensive. But I think the good thing is that those kids at least took the time to actually ride in, to be a part of it, and hopefully feel good about themselves that they actually did that. And then of course the kids that we got here, I think they're going to feel great about what they did. This really gives them a great springboard for going back to school.
Now what about next year? Are we going to do it again next year?
You know what? Everybody keeps asking me that. We do it next year though. I just think because the whole idea is these 100 kids, they motivate another 100 kids, and maybe those 100 kids then motivate 1,000 kids, and those kids 2,000. You're supposed to go on like that, where these kids can touch other kids. So what your hope is, yeah, you can do it bigger, and of course, if I do it bigger, you know, it'll probably be one of those things. You know, you start something and it gets bigger than you, because at first it's totally was selfish on me. This is something that I wanted to do, but I got so many calls from so many people who wanted to, you know, to be a part of it. Like, HATTA, what can I do? I was kind of surprised because I never expected anyone to say that they wanted to do it. I didn't, you know, the radio station was gracious enough to allow me to use their airwave to do this thing that I wanted to do. But I didn't really expect the support from people just in the community. So next year, absolutely, I want to do it again, and how big it will be, you know, I'm gonna just see what God tells me on that. If we can do 1,000 kids or something crazy like that, I'd love to do like 1,000 kids.
And lastly, as a black man, what was it like for you growing up as a boy during this time period when you had to go shop for school?
You know what? You like everybody else. You don't want to be the kid that goes back to school, and you know, in our days it was all about looking fresh. And you know, who wants to be the kid that goes back to school and it's apparent that you weren't able to go, you know, to have the new attire? And you know, that's not the all into everything, but you know what they say, dress for success. And when you look fresh and you smell fresh and you look good, it gives you a particular attitude. You know that. Look at you, you're fresh dressed right now, you walk a certain way, you think a certain way. And these kids, the same thing's gonna happen. When they go to school the first day, it's gonna give them confidence, they're gonna feel good about themselves, they feel like, ooh, look at you. You know, it starts that whole confidence building thing, man. And that's what's important about this deal. So when Kirby John said that, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I got it. So the same thing with me. When the first day you go to school, everybody's checking each other out. It gets you pumped up for the back, you know, for being back to school, and gets. I think it sets a tone. And so my goal is to set that tone.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Do you want to ask one question while I'm on off the shoulders?